Troy says, I'm a new listener to your show and find your mortgage advice very valuable, Bill. Will you please explain how a rate hold mortgage works?
Well, for a new listener, that's a great question. Thanks, Sherry. And when it comes to rate hold mortgages, what happens is that you're actually asking for a pre-approval on your mortgage. And you want to do this before you go shopping. So when Sherry and I are working together with a client, she'll have the client call me. I'll do a full application with the client. We'll get their address, phone numbers, income streams, all that type of thing, down payment. I'll ask their permission to pull a credit check. We'll get a signed document saying that that's okay to do that. Then we pull the credit, and we start the process of sending it off to a couple of lenders that make sure that we've got a pre-approval in place. What that pre-approval in place does, since we now have pulled the credit, there's no way that we cannot get it because the credit's already pulled. But what will happen is, depending on what you do with your credit, we had a client have a bit of a challenge lately who had got pre-approved, made her offer, and in the interim, during the waiting period, had actually had her credit pulled a couple more times. We've had people who've actually got out and bought a car. That destroys the whole pre-approval process. When you're buying the property, don't do anything until you get your property, you move in, and then do your wonderful things you're going to do with getting a new TV, a new car, whatever you want to do. But don't do it when you start a pre-approval process. It's a very finite process, and you can actually destroy your credibility by not listening to us. So that pre-approval is good for 60, 90, or 120 days, depending on the rate. Various banks have different kind of rates that they want to give out. Some of them are what they call a quick close, so it's a 30-day rate. You got to be aware of that. But most of the rates that we get are either a 90 or 120-day rate hold. What that means is that for 120 days, from today for 120 days, so that's almost the 7th of July, you're going to have a rate hold for that period of time. That means that you can go out and shop, and Sherry knows this all the time. So she tells her clients, so she says, you have until the 1st of July to actually buy this property and move in. If you don't buy the property and move in, then what you have to do is you have to move this pre-approval down the line a little bit. That's really great when the rates don't change, but if the rates start moving upwards, you might lose a little bit of that. That's why you want to have this 4-month rate hold, and it just kind of advances every month, so to speak.
So if it advances and you have a rate hold mortgage, the rate doesn't go up?
In that 120 days. And if it goes down, you get that. So this is the ceiling, but it's not the floor. And we ask for all the supporting docs as well. That's the other part of the pre-approval process. So we ask for the income letters, where the down payment's going to come from, pay stubs, notice of assessments. In the old days, you could write your own job letter. Not anymore.
I have a great job. Well, for more expert mortgage information online, visit BillyMac.com. That's Billy with an I, not a Y.